Devlin was still there when Mom came home from work. But the bottle of wine was long gone, and I'd washed the glasses and put them away. "Oh, hey," she greeted, coming in to pull her shoes off. "Mom, this is Devlin," I introduced. "He's the new guy at school. Devlin, this is my mom." "There's no way you're old enough to be her mother," Devlin expressed, getting up to take her hand. "You're tall," Mom remarked, looking up at him. Devlin flashed a quick smile. 6'7" to be exact, he said. "You've got a nice place here, Miss—" "Oh, just call me Marianne," Mom said, and I knew then that she liked him. Mom never told my friends to call her by her name unless she liked them. The three of us sat in the den talking, and to my amusement, Mom opened up a bottle of Riesling to share with us, while making sure Devlin knew that there was a nice spare bedroom he could stay in if need be. Devlin told us about living in Oregon, about his mother and his father, who was still in Oregon while a divorce finalized, and about his goals past high school. "My major's going to be wildlife biology, but I want a secondary in forestry, and maybe geology too," he said. "You're going to be in school forever," I remarked. He laughed and shrugged. "It's not like I have anything else to do. Besides, it's what I really want." And taking a sip of his wine, he looked at me. "What about you? What are you going to do after you graduate?" "Oh, I think I'll skip college and just be a stripper," I joked, just to see his reaction. I'd already teased Mom with it, so she knew I was kidding. Devlin looked at me for a long moment. "Use Raven as your name," he finally said, and I playfully slapped his shoulder. "I was joking," I said. "I'm a psychology major here." "Really?" he asked, looking at me keenly. I nodded, sipping my wine. "Absolutely. I wanted to go into veterinary medicine, but you pretty much have to be related to someone to just get your foot in the door. So, psychology it is." "Gotta save all the kitties," he teased. "Actually, no," I countered. "Equine medicine." "Damn," he swore, and caught himself. "Sorry, Marianne." Mom just shook her head. "You're both pretty much adults, so I'm not worried about language anymore." He did wind up agreeing to stay in the spare bedroom that night, and Mom went to bed around 9, since she had switched to days. That left me alone in the den with Devlin, who seemed to be deep in thought. "What?" I asked. "The kids at the school are fucking stupid," he replied. "I had already figured out you weren't what they were making you out to be, but after tonight, you're quite a woman, Vanessa. There are facets to you that I didn't expect." "Thanks," I said, blushing faintly. He was silent for a moment, rolling the empty wine glass in his hands. "What if I went with you?" he asked suddenly. "No," I replied at once. "No, Devlin, we can't go there. We can't. I've already lost 2 friends because of that shithole." "We can't let him continue either, though," he countered, looking at me. "Could you really sleep at night, knowing that more kids like your friends could meet that son of a bitch?" "Devlin, what the hell do you want me to say?" I asked. "I'm a 17-year-old chick who doesn't fit in with anyone, just trying to get through life. I can't stop that. I don't know why Blair thought I'd be able to, but for fuck's sake, I can't. I don't know the first thing about banishing or whatever the fuck he is. I do, he stated quietly. I stared at him. You know how to banish things? He nodded, grim. Yeah, I've had to do it a couple times, back home. Oh, I blinked, having no idea what to say to that. We can't let it keep going, he said again and met my eyes evenly. I swear, I won't let anything happen to either of us, but we can't just ignore this, Vanessa. I hate to be the asshole here, but you owe it to your friend to at least try. His proposition kept me from sleeping that night, and I finally just got up around 4 a.m. to go sit on the back porch in the swing. The last thing I wanted to do was go into the state sanitarium, knowing fully well what lurked in those dark, decaying hallways. But it wasn't because I was afraid to die. I didn't want to see anything happen to Devlin, and that confused the fuck out of me. At 17, I had never dated anyone, nor had I been intimate with anyone. No one had ever really shown any interest in me, so I'd just gone on about my life. But now, here was this attractive man who seemed genuinely interested in me, and I was scared. I was scared of how I felt, and I was scared of losing that, too. Couldn't sleep? I looked up as Mom walked across the porch to me, sitting down beside me on the swing. What did it feel like when you met Dad and you knew he was the one? I asked. She smiled sadly, sighing. Like I couldn't bear to be away from him, she said. But it scared me too, because until your dad, I'd never known what love was. She looked at me, tucking a lock of hair behind my ear. Devlin's a good kid. See how it goes with him. He really does seem interested in you, Vanessa. I leaned into her, sighing. All right, I agreed. I'll see how things go with him. Good, she said, kissing the top of my head. Just don't make me a grandmother before I'm ready to be one. Mom, I scolded, making her laugh. She left for work at 6:15 and I tried to go back to sleep. It was Saturday, so I could sleep in if I wanted. I crawled under my cocoon of blankets, but sleep just wouldn't come to me no matter what. Uttering an exasperated sigh, I just got up and went to the kitchen to make coffee. Fuck it. If I was going to be awake, I might as well drink something to help keep me that way. Devlin was up around 8, wandering into the kitchen where I sat gazing out the window in just his BDUs and socks. You mind if I get a shower? He asked. I turned around to face him, momentarily distracted by the sight of him shirtless. No, that's fine, I answered. Smiling, he turned and went back down the hallway to the bathroom to shower. While he was gone, I considered his words from last night. I knew he was right. I had to at least go try, for Blair and Daniel's sake. But how the fuck did one go about banishing a malignant spirit like that? And why did Devlin know how to do it? When he came back into the kitchen 30 minutes later, hair tousled and still damp, I met his eyes. Would you care to explain to me why you know how to banish shit? I asked calmly. He pulled a bar stool out next to me and sat down. I had some stupid friends back home, he began. Thought it was a good idea to take a Ouija board into a goddamn cemetery. Well, when I came home the night afterwards, Mom and Dad both met me on the porch. They told me if I was going to go fucking around with shit like that, I better fucking learn how to deal with the repercussions too. That was when I learned my parents were, well, witches. Really? I asked, intrigued. Yeah, he murmured, looking a little uncomfortable. They taught me how to shield, and they taught me how to banish. They, weren't Wiccan, Vanessa. Devlin, this is nothing to be ashamed of, I told him. I have an uncle with paranoid schizophrenia. Now that's something to be ashamed of, around here at least. Vanessa, no, he said, pulling me up against him tightly. No, sweetheart, it's not. Not with me. The kids at school can go fuck themselves. Well, when you're socially awkward and have a single parent, have scarring from acne, and aren't a fucking size 0, anything else someone can use against you gets locked away for fear of what else they'll do to you, or say about you, I murmured. He drew back from them, staring down into my eyes. I'm not them, he stated, and leaned down to kiss me. It was the first time anyone had ever kissed me, and I didn't know what to do. It was nice, hell yes, but what did I do? No one's ever kissed you before, have they? He asked when he pulled back. My God, what the fuck is wrong with the guys down here? Are they gay or something? We'll go with something, I told him. But no one. There's been no one. He considered me for a moment. I think we should go talk to my mother before we head to the state asylum, he suggested. Then let's go, I told him. When he pulled up at the house they were renting, his mother came out into the porch, and now it was my turn to be surprised. My God, she's beautiful, I murmured, staring at her in awe. She was tall, willowy, and had a waterfall of red hair that fell to her waist. What am I, chopped liver? He teased. I slapped his arm. Well, you got it honestly. Why were you last night? She asked him as he walked up to the porch with me. Oh shit, he swore. I forgot to call. Sorry, Mom. I stayed with Vanessa last night. You forget again, and I'm going to make your life very interesting in ways you don't want, she threatened, and then smiled. Yes, dear, he murmured, and then turned to me. Mom, this is Vanessa. Oh, I knew who she was the second she got out of your monstrosity, she expressed, and drew me into a hug. He's been talking about you for over a week now, dear. I grinned, watching Devlin blush and turn away. Look, Mom, we've got a problem on our hands, he began, and then started filling her in on everything regarding my friends, the state asylum, what was still walking the halls, and then the fact that I was... yeah. She studied me for a moment, those green eyes going almost black. Come with me, she expressed, turning to go inside the house. And don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to make sure both of you live through this. We went into a room filled with vials, decanters, bottles, books, manuscripts. I had no idea what all I was looking at, truthfully, when she turned and studied me again. Does this spirit have a name? She asked. Jebediah Walker, I told her, and watched her face drain of color completely. She sank down on a chair, visibly shaken. "It can't be," she murmured. "You're sure that's his name?" "Yes, ma'am," I confirmed. "I'm guessing you know of him?" "I should," she said. "He was my great-great-grandfather." Devlin's mother took us to the den, where we all sat down so she could explain things. "Understand, Vanessa, that my family comes from 3 different places: Ireland, Scotland, and Germany. Most of us were Irish or Scottish, hence this red hair, but Jebediah was German. He wasn't like the rest of us. We were carrying on a lineage that spanned 500 years, and he was an aberration. I'll never know what my great-great-grandmother saw in that bastard. He wasn't a kind man, not to anyone. My great-great-grandmother had 2 children. One was healthy and one wasn't. He took the sickly one out to his shed and, I can't bring myself to talk about what he did to that poor baby." She paused, trying to collect herself. "My grandfather told me that Jebediah found one of my great-great-grandmother's books one night while she was sleeping. It was for summoning spirits, and it was meant to be used as a helpful tool. But Jebediah, well, he called up something that wasn't a spirit and it took hold of him. He went missing, left all of his belongings behind, even his wallet. So they assumed something had killed him. But if what you're saying is true, then clearly he didn't die." "I'm kin to that?" Devlin got out looking sick. "Yes," she told him, and then shook her head. "No, you cannot stand against him. Even my best won't protect you from that, I'm afraid. He bargained with something so evil that even black magic couldn't touch him now.